During the early months of the Clone Wars, Count Dooku and his Dark Apprentice Asajj Ventress came up with a cunning plan to cripple every single ship in the Republic Navy fleet by cutting off their supply to the crucial Tibanna Gas required to run them. So, I'm going to break down how Asajj Ventress attempted to use this Tibanna Gas to horrifically murder Obi-Wan Kenobi and Master Yoda. Before we get into it, make sure to smash the subscribe button for more awesome Star Wars lore content. Only a small percentage of you guys are currently subscribed, so make sure to force choke the big red button down below if you enjoyed the video. The story begins in a turbulent asteroid field where fallen Jedi Master Count Dooku is explaining to his Sith assassin Ventress that Tibanna Gas is one of the most valuable resources for both the separatists and the Republic because of its use as a hyperdrive coolant. Dooku goes on to tell Ventress that whoever controls the flow of Tibanna Gas will be able to direct the war and cripple the Republic Navy and its ability to travel between star systems. Ventress of course understands that her master is asking that she be the one to lead the mission to cut the Republic's supply of Tibanna Gas off. Dooku then quickly pulls out a holo recording of a mining outpost inside of the asteroid field that they are currently standing in, which he wants Ventress to destroy. This Tibanna Gas facility is actually really close to the cold, dry planet of Mirial, which is the homeworld of Barriss Offee and Luminara Unduli. Dooku then tells his Dark Assassin that there is absolutely no room for error in this mission, but she quickly smiles at him, saying, "I don't make errors." Following this, Ventress places her spacesuit on and begins to glide through the dark void of space, with a squad of B-1 battle droids closely flanking behind her. Not long after, Ventress arrives at the Tibanna Gas Refinery, believing that the Republic won't even know what hit them. Unfortunately for her, however, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Master Yoda and Commander Cody are stationed very close by and notice some separatist ships. Commander Cody quickly realizes that there is no way the separatists should be this close to our mining installation, quickly firing a vicious barrage of energy towards them. As the droid ships begin to flee the area, Cody manages to hit each one of them with pinpoint accuracy, causing Obi-Wan to be incredibly impressed with his work. And let me know down below if you think Commander Cody would make a good pilot in the Grand Army of the Republic, because right here he is demonstrating that he has an incredible aiming ability and piloting skill. Master Yoda on the other hand is very concerned at what a separatist attack on the gas refinery could mean. Master Yoda of course realizes that the droid ships have not traveled to this location by accident and goes on to sense an imminent danger approaching in the Force. Because of this, the two Jedi decide to land inside of the refinery and inspect the operations there. Once they touch down on the large metallic platform, they are greeted by the refinery foreman and a group of Ugnaught workers. Kenobi reports that they spotted a small squad of droid ships nearby and that they are visiting the refinery to check if everything is in order. The foreman assures Obi-Wan that everything is fine on his station and then introduces him to his son, Ars Fivli. Ars introduces himself to Obi-Wan with a bow and asks him if he can record their conversations together for his journal and training purposes. Obi-Wan gladly agrees to let the young Ugnaught record their dealings and even compliments his smart-looking camera droid. The Ugnaught then takes Obi-Wan and Master Yoda into a spacious rocky cavern where the main production of the Tibanna Gas takes place. The Ugnaughts are using creatures called Beldons for their gas production operation. The Beldon creatures release ridiculous amounts of Tibanna Gas into the air after consuming the nutrients which float around in the caverns. This process is what produces all of the Tibanna Gas for use in the galaxy, powering every Republic and Separatist hyperdrive. And by the way, Tibanna Gas was actually the same gas that Luke Skywalker sprayed on his father in The Empire Strikes Back, so it's actually pretty awesome to get a little bit of backstory on that. Moments after the Jedi finish inspecting the Beldon creatures, the young Ugnaught's camera is violently swung through the air, flailing in every direction. His father, however, quickly realizes that the gravity on the station has been turned off, which sends Obi-Wan, Yoda and the two Ugnaughts flying into the air, rapidly soaring into the ceiling of the cavern. In response, Master Yoda looks deeply into the Force and discovers that it is not the gravity that is causing this, but instead has something to do with the Beldon creatures. For some unknown reason, they are now releasing poisoned Tibanna Gas. Of course, we quickly discover that Asajj Ventress was behind this as part of Count Dooku's original plan. Ventress and her squad of B-1 battle droids are stationed in a nearby rocky cavern, where she orders her forces to finish distributing the poisonous spores, which are causing the Beldon creatures to release the extremely toxic gas. We then cut straight back to the two Jedi, where Obi-Wan realizes that whatever is polluting the air is making everything much lighter, causing them to drift slowly upwards. Before Obi-Wan can finish his sentence, however, he is rapidly plunged towards the ground, only stopping himself from hitting it with the Force moments before it was too late. Yoda quickly realizes that this poisonous gas is only affecting certain parts of the cavern unevenly. As Ventress and her top B1 battle droid witness this, the droid says in a sad tone, "Whoops, there goes my promotion." Ventress then hits the clanker over the head, but only seconds later, Obi-Wan spots them and calls to Master Yoda for assistance. As Obi-Wan rushes steadily towards Ventress, he ignites his icy blue blade, just as she does the same with her blood red curved blades. The three blades immediately come together and clash with a horrifying screech as Ventress's droid forces are decimated from behind. As this is happening, the floating Master Yoda manages to connect with the Beldon creatures through the Force, commanding them to destroy the poisonous spores in the air. Surprisingly, Master Yoda also seems to communicate in normal galactic basic with the creatures through the Force, instead of his usual reversed sentences. How cool is that? Yes, these are only thoughts through the Force, but that is still awesome. As more of the horrifically toxic spores are removed from the air, it becomes increasingly difficult for Obi-Wan and Ventress to continue their fierce battle. Because they can't directly fight each other anymore, Obi-Wan begins taunting Ventress, saying, "I could never see much point in using two lightsabers, it seems a bit too flashy for me." Eventually, however, their conversation is interrupted once more as Master Yoda's connection with the Beldons becomes so great that he is able to make them completely clean the air of any toxic particles, sending Kenobi and Ventress plummeting towards the rocky ground once more. After this happens, Ventress knows that she has failed her mission and, more importantly, failed her master, Count Dooku. She then quickly rushes out of the rocky caverns with her luminous red blade still ignited, intensely frustrating Kenobi. A very short time later, Commander Cody arrives to meet Obi-Wan and Master Yoda, reporting that he scanned the asteroid field for Asajj Ventress's escape ship, but unfortunately was not able to find anything. Obi-Wan quickly takes responsibility for her escape, saying, "It's my fault, Master Yoda, I had her and I lost her." Master Yoda is of course very forgiving, however, telling Obi-Wan not to be so hard on himself because even he could not foresee that Ventress would escape without her ship. The two then deem the day a successful one because they were able to remove the poison Tibanna Gas and ensure that the Republic would have enough fuel to last for many more years. Obi-Wan then tells Master Yoda that he was very impressed by how he was able to command the Beldons to absorb and destroy the poisonous spores, calling it an elegant solution to a tricky problem. Finally, Yoda imparts one final lesson onto Obi-Wan for the day, telling him that all Jedi must employ the resources around them if they are to win the Clone Wars. And unfortunately, we all know how that went. We then cut straight back to Asajj Ventress just as she returns to her master Count Dooku to report on her horrific failure at the Tibanna Refinery. Count Dooku is absolutely enraged at her failure, telling her that it was a simple plan. Dooku then becomes so infuriated with Ventress that his Sith eyes begin to glow a deep orange and red, a very rare occasion for Darth Tyrannus. Dooku finally tells Asajj Ventress that his patience and the patience of his master, which is of course Darth Sidious, is not infinite. To end the story, Ventress apologizes profusely to the Count and promises that the next time she meets Kenobi, or any other Jedi for that matter, she will be more than prepared to fight and kill them if necessary. So that is the story of how Asajj Ventress attempted to brutally murder Obi-Wan Kenobi and Master Yoda with a toxic version of the very important Tibanna Gas. Thanks so much for watching, really hope you enjoyed the video. Cheers guys, hope to see you in the next one.